Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make subdrops from scratch. Subdrops are one of those things that no matter what the genre, I'm using it in most of my productions. One of the biggest things though is when you're using a subdrop sound from online, you generally don't know the key that it was created in, and you sometimes have to deal with issues of it being maybe too long or maybe too short for the part you need, or maybe it's just not doing what you need it to do, so you want to build it from scratch. Luckily, you can do this for free and pretty much every single DAW, and you're going to want to look up generator in your VST. Now every DAW has a different name for what this is, but most will just call them like a test generator or a tone generator, and you can click that. Now it scares the shit out of you, as you could tell. I just jumped at it, and as soon as you pull it up, it's gonna start sending audio. So I'm gonna pull this down a little bit, and we're just gonna show you what it's doing. So as you can tell, it's pushing out 43 hertz, and what we're gonna wanna do is create some automation points so that we can start and stop this when we want to. Since I already placed the subdrop in this that I created, we're just gonna be able to use this from here, and we're gonna be able to use this as a basis for automation points. So depending on the key of your song, that's gonna be what makes you decide on the frequency for your starting point. On the screen, I'm dropping a frequency by note name so you can look at what the key of your song is and choose the correct frequency for your track. So for this track, I'm gonna be choosing A, so we're gonna be putting 110 hertz as our starting point. And I like to choose the second octave because it feels a little bit more punchy. If you like to have just a little bit more of a flubby subdrop, you can go the lower octave. And then all you need to do from here is create your automation point to start it, and we can start this point right where we want to actually start the drop. And then all you're gonna wanna do is define the endpoint of the drop with this frequency here. I only really like to go down to about 10 hertz. I feel like once you go below that, you're just creating rumble for yourself to have to clean up. And then one more automation point that you're gonna wanna set up is this volume here. But I like to run this just so I can get a clean fade at the end of my sample, and if I wanna keep them in the session, I can just run it like this. And then all you're gonna have to do is just adjust those gain points and pretty much use these points to create the shape of your subdrop. And remember, you can always shorten or extend this part depending on how long you want your subdrop. For this part, we actually went pretty long on it, so I'm gonna have the fade go down this way, and remember to keep your endpoint around that 10 or 12 hertz area, and then you can extend out that volume as much as you need, and you should be able to keep that general curve. And here's what you have now. And that's pretty much the start to your subdrop. A lot of people do different things as well. I like triangle drops a lot because they end up cutting through a really distorted electronic mix like this. Sometimes it's a little bit too much, but you can always test these things out. When you're making it from scratch, this is the best time to try all these types of things out. As you can tell, that has more of a distorted sound, and it really starts to add up a lot of beef when you're listening in a track like this. And if you want to try the low octave, here's how that would sound. And that's pretty much all there is to it. But this is a super easy way to make sure that you have some awesome subdrops to use in your songs, and that they always fit the key of your song and the length of the part that you're trying to make them fit to. If you want to try out some free subdrops, we have a free pack for you guys to check out, as well as a full post-production pack which has over 100 subdrops with 4 different lengths and covers both octaves of notes so that you have everything you need to make sure you write and never have to make one of these from scratch again. If this video was helpful, be sure to leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't, check out our monthly songwriting competitions down in the description below. Happy songwriting.